But back to the death of Hollywood. Well, I'm going to take you on a journey. So 1929, everybody knows this guy, right? Charlie Chaplin. Sound came into movies around 1929. Charlie Chaplin called them talkies. Talkies. This is his quote. Sound is the death of the greatest art form. Pantomime. Miming. He was so stubborn that he continued to make silent films even as talkies continued to grow in popularity. So much so, I think his first speaking film was The Great Dictator in our that he ever had. So he waited until I believe it was like 1941 or something like that. But here's the thing. We thought sound killed it, but instead it did make it global. So 1939, what happened? Color. Can you imagine sitting in a theater for the first time, seeing a color movie? Like that had to have been the most amazing experience that we can't even imagine at this stage. But you'll notice this gentleman named Irving Thalberg, MGM production chief, probably a pretty important man, said audiences want stars and stories, not tinted pictures. Now, if you're running a studio or part of a studio, I would assume you're probably thinking color film's probably more expensive than black and white. So they're worried about the cost, the expense, but audiences don't care about purity. They care about wonder. And any independent filmmaker knows this is true because anybody that wants to keep their artistic integrity knows typically that doesn't make money. What makes money is that mass-produced, optimized thing. Marvel Universe, anybody? But unfortunately, this has led us to a world where is the next being John Malkovich? Where is that film today? My wife talked me into watching a film, and I know somebody in here will know the name of it. It was a French film, but it had like the colors where the red stood out. And she was on a journey through Paris or whatever. Anybody know what is it? Yes, yes. I was hooked because of the cinematography and the color grading of that film. Where are those movies today? I am stuck in a cinematic universe I can't get out of. The 1950s, what happened? Television. This was the monster that will eat us alive. Harry Warner, does that name ring a bell?
Warner Brothers.
Co-founder, Warner Brothers. Serious threat if you're making movies. And again, the 50s, this was a wonderful time for cinema, right? But, and I want to touch on this, this is so important. You know I love film, so don't get upset. But new competition doesn't end cinema. It forces reinvention. And here's what I mean. I don't think we realize how blessed we are. I think sometimes we take some things for granted that we need to stop. This is one of them. If we would have bought a cinema lens and a 35mm camera in 1984, adjusted for today's dollars, $325 grand. Does anybody in this room have a spare $325 grand? But the thing is, an independent filmmaker, you can get a cinema rig for roughly $2 grand. He's holding about $2 grand, 2,500 in his hand right. The FX30 is, I think you can get a used one now for like 1,500 bucks. These lenses now are getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So for $2 grand, you can get something that works. If you want to spend 10 grand, you should be able to shoot an entire documentary series at that point with the way gear is today. So important. Now, 1982, this completely changed my life. This was my, whatever the Wizard of Oz moment was for that generation, this was that for me. Because I remember going into the cinema and just being blown away by that movie. Now, your famous directors of the time, of course, were complimentary. George Lucas had this great quote. Steven Spielberg has some positive quotes. But a lot of people did think it was a gimmick. But again, as an independent filmmaker, how much does it cost, or did it cost? It's cheaper now, thank heavens. But to build out a green screen studio, right? The CGI, everything, the talent, the time, the effort. Yeah. But check this out.
What many considered a gimmick became an art form in less than 20 years.
I mean, granted, it's a little cartoony, it's a little rough, but this is the worst it's ever going to be, folks. It's only going to get better and better and better. So the future, you're not going to have a big fancy space. You're not going to have CGI experts all over the place. You're going to be able to put your imagination on that screen with minimal talent other than your imagination and a very low budget. And to me, that should make independent filmmakers ecstatic. Now, let's go to 2010. What happened? Blockbuster's going out of business. Everything's going to Netflix. The age of the movie star is over. Remember, movie stars would never star in a sitcom. This was a big no-no. And now they're all going to Netflix because that's where the eyeballs are. Now, we could argue all day long if that's good or bad. I miss going to the theater. Even though I have a beautiful setup at home, it's not the same. 2020, I think, played the biggest part of that, and we still haven't really recovered. Hollywood didn't do a great job of bringing us back. And of course, Netflix has been pounding away. So it seems like the whole world is against cinema right now. But here's the beautiful thing. Because even a hack like me can make content and put it on YouTube. And literally, I did this in about 100 days. 7,000 subscribers, 2.2 million views, creating AI training videos, news videos, all of that, and got it out there. You can get your content in front of millions of people. Millions of people now. You couldn't do that before. And where are we now? This is scary. Has anybody seen either one of these two movies? Both fully AI generated. Okay, now this one is definitely your animation cartoony. This one, they really focused on making it hyper-realistic, true cinema. I highly recommend checking that out. It's terrible. Yeah. But again, the worst it's ever going to be. And you can see the creativity. You can see what's coming with that. But where do we go from here? And this is the most important takeaway that I'm going to give you today. Is this. All AI is a bunch of data, ones and zeros. When you compile it all together, it creates information, right? And that information becomes knowledge. But here's one thing that AI doesn't have, never will have, can have, because it's human, and that's wisdom. Knowledge has to be applied. Each and every one of you in this room has wisdom. Each and every one of you in this room has creativity. AI should not replace any of you. It should amplify you. It should make you better. It should give you more access than we've never had before. And in a world that seems divisive, the haves, the have-nots, the right, the left, the woke, the MAGA, the whatever, this can bring us together. Because anybody, anywhere, from Carmel to 10th and Rural, can grab some of these tools and make something really neat. And that's never been able to have happened in history before AI. I'm not going to go into tools because I think one of the other gentlemen was going to talk about tools, but here's my stack. Now, this is why it gets hard. Because everything builds on top of everything else. ChatGPT is your workhorse. You can write scripts, fix scripts. If you don't even know how to write a script, it can help you do it, right? So there's so many different things you can do there. For me, I use it to write my YouTube video scripts. Now, I always ad-lib. I always go off script, but at least it keeps me from going crazy. Claude, Grok, they're just other ones that give you a different spin on how you use that. You can also do deep research with ChatGPT. If anybody's done that yet, you're researching a topic, right? Google Notebook LM, free. You can put all the research that you gather, PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, all of that, and it's going to create briefings, reports. You can create a video presentation, a podcast presentation. You can do all that stuff, and for free, mind you, and get all of your research. If you're researching for a film or a documentary or whatever that is, put it on Google Notebook LM and have it very easy for everybody to use. Nano Banana. Has anybody used that yet? If you need an image, like I do all of my YouTube thumbnails now in Nano Banana. It's that good. I very seldom use Photoshop because of that. For you video folks here, HeyGen, Runway, VO3, WAN 2.5, I think just came out yesterday, the day before. These are amazing tools. That's how I generated a lot. Well, I'm going to show you a few videos that I generated. And I used these tools for that. I think Nathan alluded to it, 11 Labs. You can generate your own voices. So now if you're doing animation, you can actually create an Australian accent, a British accent, if you don't have a voice actor available to use any of that stuff. You can clone your own voice, which I've done. So that's amazing stuff. Suno. Any musicians here? I don't want to get ran out of the room, but Suno is incredible. Like I actually produced a full album, created my own label, and published it on Spotify. It's only getting bigger and bigger, but you use it, an intro to your film, the back music of your film. You don't need copyright. You don't need any of that stuff. You can use it for all these things. Descript. That's how I get all my transcripts out of my videos. And they do have such a cool studio sound feature now that'll use AI to fix your sound, which is, I mean, anybody working sound? Like sound is hard, right? You miss one button, you clip. I mean, I know we got 32-bit float and all this fun stuff now, but it's still not easy. Like this camera right now filming me. I don't really know if that microphone hit and hooked up correctly. So we might lose all the audio here, or it might be too low, but the script studio will make it pop. And it's so good. Adobe has one. I use DaVinci Resolve. They've got a great one as well. So all of those. We live in a world, unfortunately, of 9:16. I'm a 16:9 guy. 16:9 people, hold up your hands. All right, 9:16, hold up your hands. Oh, we got one. We got one. Okay. I almost got out of marketing for a while because I just didn't understand 9:16. I do now. I do more than I ever have. But these are the platforms I use for TikTok style YouTube short clips. Custom AI agents. I can build agents that go out and get all my information every single day, 7 a.m., 7 p.m. It brings all my AI news into me. It formats it into a newsletter or a script. Used to take me hours. Now it takes me 30 minutes. Saves a lot of time. And then if you have to build a website, a landing page, an app, you can use platforms like Bolt and Low. So this is the stuff that I make.
Wake up. Update firmware. Achieve goals. Avoid negative emotions.
I'm meal prepping while leading a stand-up meeting while editing a pitch deck while... Wait, did I just email the stove?
Optimize your neural pathways, Chad.
Client metrics look great, but I haven't blinked since Monday.
I asked ChatGPT for help. It said, call Harrison Painter. I didn't. Now I live in a bathtub with a wet keyboard and no purpose.
I am totally fine. Right?
Don't be a Chad. Visit launchready.ai and schedule your team workshop today.
So all this was made mostly in VO3 when that first came out, if you remember when it first hit the market. This one here, I think I made in HeyGen off of a photo I made. I forget where I made the photo. Probably ChatGPT, because their photo generation is amazing.
I wrote an almanac, discovered electricity, and helped found a nation.
Imagine what I could have done with ChatGPT.
Google Gemini says 7 means 87. It also says I'm a vampire. So can you really trust it?
It took me 10 years to write one equation. Claude explained it in 4 bullet points.
Some say the moon landing was faked. Maybe.
but with text-to-video tools like VEO3, it sure would have been easier.
I don't even know what ChatGPT is. Do I drink it, smoke it, or snort it?
Learn AI like a legend. Visit launchready.ai and schedule a team workshop today.
So again, all made in these platforms.
Why every damn tool need login, update, tutorial, captcha? Just let me write post. Me type 1 sentence. Magic robot write 10. What sorcery is this?
I used to write like Neanderthal. Now, thanks to Harrison Painter, I post like LinkedIn guru.
Train your team. Or go extinct. Visit launchready.ai today.
Wait, are you using AI? Bro, I am AI now.
I think I got one more for you.
I used to eat junk food and invest in the stock market. Then I met Harrison Painter. Now I crush weights, buy Bitcoin, and optimize with AI.
Harrison showed me that AI is more than just writing code. It can also find me the best tacos in the city.
I used to circle back because I was low-key misaligned. But after Harrison's training, I now prompt for impact.
Imagine if Mr. Beast and Nietzsche co-parented an AI baby. That baby would have grown up to be Harrison.
I wouldn't let him style me, but I'd let him build my brand any day.
Bro, who was that baddie? Introduce me. I'll help you build her brand.
Is it just me, or has TikTok fame turned Bigfoot into a perv?
I was sent to destroy humanity. But after Harrison's training, I've decided against it.
Training so good it just might save humanity. Visit launchready.ai to schedule your team workshop today.
So it's a cool way to get commercials in when you're doing vlogs, right? But here's the thing, like I don't have a lot of talent, right? But I can take the talent that I do have, or the imagination I do have. I can barely draw a stick man. But I can put it in ChatGPT or Claude or Grok or whatever, come up with something cool, keep refining it. AI is only going to replace the lazy. Because right now, all AI is doing when you see AI slop is it's lazy people using it. And all AI is going to do is just make you lazy at scale, right? Is all it is. But if you put that wisdom that I talked about into it, if you put the creativity that you have into it, you're going to be able to create more, faster, better, higher level. I would have never dreamed of being able to do that myself. That stuff would have cost me what? Tens, 20, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Even just a few years ago. I can create it now for, I think in all those tools, I spend something around $500 a month, right? But it's my business. It's my engine. It's everything that I do. And if you want to stay up, don't use M-dashes anymore, please. I know some of you love them and have used them before AI, but it's a dead giveaway. Don't copy and paste everything. Make sure you go back in and put your spin on whatever it spits out. And I also train it, like you can train it. I mean, it's too deep for today, but you can train it because it'll use words like harness, game changer, clarity. Like you'll notice certain words, huh? Fluff, hype. So when you start seeing those patterns, then your goal is to bring your wisdom to the table and say, I don't want to sound like him or him. I want to sound like me. And all of a sudden I'm sounding like all these guys. You want to then put your spin on it, just use it as your foundation. So no M-dashes, harness, unlock, unleash, emojis, keep them. I mean, nobody in this room is 18 years old. So let's keep our emojis to a minimum, please, right? That's another dead giveaway in a way that it does. She has a pass to use as many emojis as she wants, but the rest of us, come on. I mean, it's not, I'm spilling some tea here and it's base, right? Am I using that right? That's so base. I'm concluding now. If you want to keep up, because I know it's hard, I help people keep up on my YouTube channel. I try to post 4 or 5 videos a week covering news, tutorials, all that kind of good stuff. Connect with me. If you have questions, email, call, whatever. And I do plan on getting more involved with IFM because I do believe in my heart, this is the great equalizer. And I think some amazing art is going to get created by people that never had the opportunity to create it before. And this is going to make that happen. And I want to be part of that.